little 60 piece. That's only the neck though.
Last night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga, but we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it, and they using niggas songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Left some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a ruler. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth it, Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wooty-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back, we ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God, nigga.
That wooty-woo, something. I know the police listening, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that wooty-woo, something. Nigga, cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running, swear to God, nigga.
You made this to the man that got disrespected. You made a video talking about, yeah, it's a W for Inglewood. You know what I'm saying? When Aaron the plumber got spit on by my homie, well, you just got spit on. Oh, mamas, he just literally spit on you, you know what I'm saying, with no consequences whatsoever. And what this gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Me telling the truth gonna piss them off. They gonna be in my DM talking about, we gonna kill you, we gonna get on you. Yeah, you ain't get on it that just disrespected you to your face. Yeah, that's what I be talking about, but that's key. Y'all be selective, picking and choosing what y'all want to address and what y'all don't want to address. You know what I'm saying? In a real way, but that's key. And I'm gonna
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? We're trying to tap it in 10 and Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking this thing here at 10 and Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use, it's that good knowledgeito you can't get in nobody's collegeito. Like, comment, subscribe. All this news you can use, all this good knowledgeito. You ain't finna get nobody's collegeito. Tap in to make sure you're in fact tapped in with that good. Tap in. I hate driving this Tesla. I hate it. My truck is in the shop. I gotta get some body work done. Somebody hit me. It's annoying. And I'm driving this Tesla and I feel like I'm very low to the ground. And I don't like the Tesla. Not gonna lie. My girl loves it. I do not like it. And she got her other little car. I don't like that one either. Because it's not a real truck. It's a fake truck. With that being said, hit the notification bell. Hit all. Stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. What we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Shout out to all the Braduskis watching TNN Trap News Network on a late night. We finna get into Aaron the Plumber, see what he got to say about 607 Unk, and I guess 607 Unk links up with the Hoovers. Let's get into this content without further ado. Don't get into it. Let's go.
tell you one thing. When I was active, you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody ever said that to me. Oh, mamas, ain't nobody ever said that to my face without no severe consequences, Braduski. But yeah, you in a different position. You gotta know when to throw them, know when to fold them. Nah, Braduski. You know what I'm saying? That man knew exactly what he was doing. And Adam put him up to it in a real way. Behind the scenes, Braduski, Adam for sure.
Man, we know his vision is impaired, bro. He can't, what I mean, shit.
Hey, I need you to say this. It's gonna spark up content views. Woody woo woo. You know what I'm saying? In a real way, I guarantee.
Well, we all know that Munchie B is blind. You know, so
you he did, Braduski. That man knew exactly what he was doing. You feel me? Because when they start mentioning 4 extras, hey, you gonna tell 4 extras? He wasn't in character then. He was very respectful when it came to 4 extras, you know what I'm saying? But you, they know they could play with you, Braduski, because they done played with you before in a real way. They know they can't play with 4 extras because he gonna turn up. He gonna get activated. Disrespect 40 Crip to 4 extra face. I guarantee you he tear up that whole platform on mamas. But you, nah, Brodusky, that's an L. That's an L, man. You talking about this a W for Inglewood. That's an L right there, Brodusky. You know what I'm saying? Let the man blatantly disrespect you to your face. No consequences whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? You should have at least had a homie up there and boom bopped him on the side. You feel me? But nothing happened, homie.
Boom, bop, bing, boom, boom, bop, bam.
607 Punk, you know what I'm saying? And all these no jumper dudes, Brodusky. You know what I'm saying? People, y'all gotta stop going to no jumper. It's cancer. It's cancer up there, Brodusky. Anytime somebody goes up to no jumper, what happens? What happened? You got a man got beat up and stripped, booty hole butt naked. You know what I'm saying? You got, now they making fake paperwork. They doing anything they can to get some views and some clout. Why? Because there's no talent up there. In a real way, there's no talent up there. Who come on no jumper? Ain't been no talent on.
So you remember when 607 said Aaron the plumber or whatever, right? Yeah, I ain't sent him in the one a little bit, bro. He wasn't feeling that shit. 607 end up apologizing though. But yeah, bro. So remember he was talking about the fade and this, that, and the third with Foe. Remember when he was pressing him, Foe was pressing him, whatever, he said he had Blick on him whole time, bro.
On the security though, you said he wasn't protecting you.
But then see, here go the thing too though. You gonna catch that case? Oh, you got Banger on you. Okay, cool. You got Bang'em Smurf on you. Okay, cool. Big Banger. Bang'em Smurf, you got it on you. You gonna catch that time? You gonna do that charge?
Said he was too small to protect you.
Small, he wasn't protected. Did he jump up when that man jumped up at me? I got a gun in my pocket, man. If I shoot him in there, then what?
Cold part about it, and really, he would say he was showing restraint and this, that, and the third, but, I seen him, like, fake politicking, I'm gonna say that, and it led me to ask the question, is he gonna try, because, everybody, see, I mentioned this in the other little video I did, everybody ain't just kumbaya in Cali. Yeah, a lot of these gangs be having ops. Enemy of an enemy is a friend type shit, but keep it lit.
This is just all 607 Elk throwing a tantrum.
16 shot chimed in. Yeah. If people was wondering, like, is he gonna tap in with the Hoovers for real, or is he gonna? And I think the Hoovers was actually trying to reach out to him, like, bro, whoa, type shit. Getting to this video.
Welcome back to another episode of War in Cali. In this episode, I'm gonna detail one of Los Angeles' most known gangs, the Rollin 40 Crips. The Rollin 40 Crips, also known as the Rollin 40 Neighborhood Crips and the Glove Gang, are one of the biggest and most known Crip gangs on the west side of South Central LA. The Rollin 40s have been around for over 40 years, but them being well established by the 80s. They are part of the Rollin O car and also the Neighborhood Crip car. The Rollin 40s consist of 4 cliques under the 40 umbrella, being their western side, the dark side, park side, along with the avenue. The Rollin 40 territory stretches from areas like Vernon Ave to Lamert to Crenshaw to Fed. The Rollin 40 Crips would gain several rivals all throughout South Central, from Bloods and also Crip sets. They would take on blood gangs like the Rollin 20 Bloods, BPS, and all of the Brim sets. That includes the Fruit Towns, Finesse, and also the Harvard Park Brims, as well as the Hoovers, who will become one of the 40's top enemies. Since the 70s, Crips and Bloods were automatic rivals, but the late 70s and the early 80s, many gangs will become rivals, and the whole Hoover car, who were once Crips in the 70s and 80s, and the Rollin 40s, will go to war. They will start beefing in the early 80s over several incidents between the two gangs. This will lead out to an all-out war between the two gangs that currently still goes on. The Hoovers had sets from 4 Trey to 11 Deuce Hoover holding it down. That's a lot of territory. With the Hoovers having a lot of members with their...
For those of y'all who don't understand LA geographics, that's from 43rd Street to 112th Street. 11 Deuce will be 11 and Deuce is 2, 112. 4 Trey, 4, 3-4 Trey 43rd Street. So from 43rd Street to 112th Street.
Territory stretching all over South Central, and them having several sets, this will be a hard game to go up against. With the 40s being closest to the 4 Trey Hoovers, they went at them the hardest, and over the years, the 4 Treys will lose a lot of members from this beef, jail, and lack of new recruits. So over time, the 4 Trey Hoovers territory will face a dramatic change, and the 40s will take over that area, and now the area is known as the Dark Side, one of the 40s' most known cliques. The 40s are also known to be for other Crip gangs, like the Trouble Gangsta Crips, the A-Trey Gangsta Crips, and the Broadway Gangsta Crips, among others. Out of all the enemies they have a good amount of allies. The Rollin 40.
It's crazy. It's crazy, right? For extra, they kind of like put the goody title on him since this interview with him and 607 Hunt came out. They like, yeah, he on some bully shit, bro. 100 pounds and whatever. But I think he.
But here go the thing though. So because someone is smaller, that gives them the right to talk big. We all grown men. When does the aspect of us all being grown men come into effect? Because someone's small, does that give them all right and reason and ways to talk big? Because I just don't think it does. If you small and your excuse is gonna be, oh, don't press me because you're bigger than me, stop talking like you big. Stay small. That's all I can tell you. Stay small.
Like I said in the other video, bro, he really worried. Some niggas is committed and dedicated, bro.
Crips are on good terms with gangs like the Rollin 30 Crips, and also all the gangs in the neighborhood Crip car, which includes gangs from the 50s to the 100s. Even though the Rollin 40 Crips have several allies that have went to war with them in the past, they had past deadly beefs with the Rollin 30 Crips and also the Rollin 60 Crips at a point. But with that being said, we did some history of the 40s, and let's get into some cases. On August 17th, 2001, Tamika and her boyfriend Anthony planned to spend the night at the Baldwin Hills Motor Inn. They arrived there at midnight, and Anthony paid for their room. Afterwards, they will park in the parking lot. As they got out their car and began grabbing things to go to their room, Tamika noticed 3 men approaching them, 1 Mexican and 2 black. 2 of the men pulled guns on Anthony and Tamika, and the Mexican man said to Anthony, "Where you from, cuz?" Anthony and Tamika said they were grown and that they didn't gangbang. The Mexican man said, "Give me all your money and give me everything you got." Tamika began to hand over her jewelry, and one of the black males snatched her chains off her neck. This made Anthony mad. He said, "This what you want? You can have this. Who are y'all anyway approaching me asking where I'm from?" He said he was a grown man, and then the Mexican man told his homie to dome Anthony. Tamika begged for his life, but that didn't matter. The Mexican man shot Anthony in the face. Anthony suffered from 5 gunshot wounds, including a fatal wound to the head. The group of 3 men then ran away. This case wouldn't be solved till almost 2 years later. Hersey, who also went by the name Tony Dart, a man named Dog, and the Mexican shooter was a man named Dopey, who also went by the name Little S.A. They all was from the Rollin 40 Crips. They were all involved in a robbery and also the killing of Anthony. Hersey was the youngest of the group, and the police used that against him and got him to tell on the rest of the group. Hersey would say that him, Dog, and Dopey went to the hotel looking for someone to rob, and that's exactly when they saw the victims. He said Dopey ran up to them and counted to 5 when they didn't get their jury up. He said that's exactly when he shot.
I wonder if they're going to, this is specific. If anybody could tell me exactly where to find this video, I've been looking for it for a really long time. There's a reason for it. I wonder if they're going to tell a very specific story. If they tell a very specific story, I'll tell you guys why it's relevant. Because a lot of y'all be asking me this question. But, yeah, let me just see if I can find this.
Anthony in the face. Hersey said he was holding a .380, and he tried shooting the man as well. But he said his gun jammed. Tamika would later get the police the same story, and this would get Hersey and Dopey.
And that's the thing, bro. It's really be legit crash outs, though. In that shit, like, in the thing, I understand he 100 pounds, but in that world, though, like, you 100 pounds, you 4 foot, whatever, you gang banging, nigga, you get to that county, you better run them fades.
Life sentences. On July 4th, 2004, around 9:30 p.m., a BPS member known as D-Dog and another person was shot and killed on August Street in BPS territory, known as the Jungles. Around an hour later, Darlene was in an alley outside of her residence near 43rd Street. She was chilling with a man named Derek, and he was wearing blue. They were in the Rollin 40's turf. Out of nowhere, 2 men approached them. They said nothing and made no reference to any gang, but they began shooting at them. Derek and Darlene began to run to her porch, where Derek was shot. But when the shooting was over, one of the shooters was laid out dead. His name was Little Bootleg from BPS. He was found dead trying to put in some work, and he died accidentally being shot by the homie he came with. A BPS member named J-Mo was later questioned about this, and he started telling. He told police that a man named Mayhem.
Imagine you going to go bust a skit with your homie and your homie accidentally pop you. Barnacles.
And Little Boule went on a mission to kill a Rollin 40. But Little Boule jumped in the way when Mayhem was shooting and caught a gunshot wound to the head. Mayhem was from the Rollin 20 Bloods, an allied hood of BPS. He would be picked up on July 14th, 2004. He denied knowing Little Boule and also denied being involved in the shooting. But with evidence against him, Mayhem was cracked. He said he heard shots and saw D-Dog laying on August Street in the alley. Mayhem was told that the Rollin 40 gang was the ones that did it. Little Boule and another man and him wanted revenge. But this would cost Little Boule his life, and no 40s were killed in this incident. Mayhem would later receive life for this killing. On October 2nd, 2006, Angel was standing at a busy intersection when he heard gunshots. He saw Chris standing next to the open front passenger door of a red car. Chris was pointing a gun downward angle at a victim, who was later identified as a man named Ernest. Chris fired his gun one last time and got back into his car which sped away. Angel later identified the killer as the driver and Chris as the shooter.
Sheesh, ugly word.
Ernest would die from 6 gunshot wounds. As they tried to escape the scene, police would pursue them, and they would take the police on the chase. But both men were later caught. Ernest was a member of the Rollin 40 Crips, and he would get into an altercation with a kill, and also Chris. They were from the East Coast Crips, which is an ally to the 40s. This was an isolated incident and personal beef, with several witnesses at the scene, and killing Chris were later both sentenced to life. On January 12, 2008, Aaron and several friends went to a party in West LA.
I wonder if they're going to tell this story that I've been looking for. There's the reason, y'all. I'm going to tell you if they sell it.
A fight started at the front of the line, and security officers used pepper spray to break up the fight and shut the party down. Webb was from the Rollin 40 Crips, and his crew also went to the January 12th party. A few weeks earlier, Webb had attended another party at the same location. Webb's friend got into an altercation with a person, which Webb would intervene and support his homie. Webb and others were later detained by security. Webb later told another friend that a big dude tried to bang on him, and if he seen him again, it would be on. Before the January 12th party,
it doesn't sound like he tried to bang on you. If that's the response, it sounds like he did bang on you.
Webb's friend Ellsworth told Webb not to bring anything, by which he mean not to bring a gun. At the January 12th party, Webb and his friends were at the party, where security shut it down. There were a lot of people in the street, and several fights would happen. Webb and his friends would get into a car, and they would try to leave. Webb's girlfriend gave Webb the gun from her purse as the group was driving away. Webb said he wanted to get out of the car.
She a writer?
And his friends got out with him. Webb and his group would pass 2 guys at the entrance of an alley, which happened to be Aaron and his friend Napoleon. Napoleon was around 6'4" and weighed about 250 pounds. He was the man that Webb was looking for from the previous party. Webb kept mugging him.
A man 6'4" named Napoleon is crazy.
So Napoleon pressed him and asked what he was looking at. Webb would then pull his gun from his back. Napoleon said, "Oh shit." Webb fired the gun. Webb then ran away, but Aaron was fatally shot in the throat. Webb's friends heard the gunshots, then ran to the car, and Webb followed when they drove away. Napoleon later identified Webb from a photo lineup, and he told law enforcement he recognized Webb from several parties. With several witnesses at the scene, Webb was later picked up at home, and he had several things referring to him being a Rollin 40 Crip. This put him to the crime. Webb would later be sentenced to life. Britton was a member of the Rollin 40.
Bruh, as you can see, these niggas be coming from a long line of crash.
Man, so again, right, culturally speaking, the crash out is real.
Bro, this shit don't be, it be dangerous, but we don't get into the question of 607 trying to politic or how that might work. You know what I'm saying?
40 Crips. On a night in December of 2007, he went to a party with Gerard, Tamika, and a woman named Sheree. When the party ended, him and a group of other people went to a nearby AMPM gas station. Britton stayed in the car while his friends went in the gas station. Tamika and Sheree would get into an altercation with 2 people associated with the Fruitown Brims, which is a known blood gang. The group,
yeah, I think they tell the story I'm looking for next.
Would get back in the car, and they would tell Britton about the altercation at the AMPM. Britton became angry and said, "Let's get him." He stopped at another gas station, and they eventually headed back to the AMPM, where the altercation took place. By that point, the crowd at the AMPM had dispersed, but Britton spotted 2 cars across the street at a Walgreens and said, "There they go right there." Britton pulled out a gun and put it on his lap, and he followed 2 cars at a Walgreens parking lot. He sped up until he was alongside the cars, and he would tell Sheree to put her seat all the way back, and he raised the window down. Tamika and Sheree were screaming and told Britton not to do it, but Britton fired multiple shots in a neighboring car, and he caught up to the second car and also fired more shots into that car. That car had a 15-year-old girl inside the car, and she would be shot in the head, killing her almost instantly. When Brennan was picked up, he would say that he was intending to drive home when he saw 2 cars approaching him. He claimed that he was trying to let the 2 cars pass by, which one of the females he was with unexpectedly fired shots at the car, which wasn't true. Brennan would later receive 212 years to life. On March 12, 2009, after visiting a few people in the 40s that he knew, Thomas was walking back to his car when Cheddar Bob, a Rollin 40 member,
Not Tommy's.
called out to him and asked him for a ride to his girlfriend's house, which was a few blocks away. Unaware that Cheddar Bob was going to their location to get a gun. When they arrived, Thomas waited for Cheddar Bob to come back, and while waiting, Thomas turned his car around and pulled over. Cheddar Bob came back within a few moments and sat in the front passenger seat of Thomas' car without saying anything. Cheddar Bob then pulled out a gun and aimed him at Thomas' head and fired, shooting Thomas once in the head, neck, and immediately paralyzing him. Still conscious?
Shit, bro. Rest in peace to everybody who lost their life, bro, in this video, right? Yeah.
With that being said, man, it seems like they didn't play the story I was looking for. I got to continue to look for it. There's a reason. I'll give y'all that video later. But it looked like you might not want to play with somebody who ain't to play with. That being said, man, y'all know the deal is red dot to the left. Y'all know the rest. Free app anyway, just so it's free.